Thank you so much, JC. Let's talk all things beauty and brows as we head into Valentine's Day weekend. I'm introducing you to a local woman that can fill your brows with love. Sabrina, welcome to Las Vegas Now.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. It's good to see you. Good to meet you virtually. Obviously, you are the owner of Bina's Beauty Bar because look at your hair, look at your brows, look at your makeup.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. So what services do you offer?
So I specialize in permanent makeup. So I do microblading, micro shading, combo brows, and then I also do plasma pen treatment, which is a skin tightening treatment, micro channeling, and then I do freckle and beauty mark application as well.
Microblading? How does that work?
Yeah, so microblading is done with a handheld tool and a blade, and then what we do is we insert pigment manually, stroke by stroke, so we create hair-like strokes onto the skin, of course, in between the brow hairs, so it gives the illusion of a natural full brow.
That's awesome. How long does it last?
Yeah, so it usually lasts about up to a year or longer, just depending on the skin. If you take a look, this client did have some brow hair, but obviously there's some sparse areas. Her arch isn't really there, as well as her tail. So what we do is we just fluff the brows up and then fill them up where it's needed. So it'll still look very natural, but it'll be the way her brow should have looked. We'll even everything out, and then obviously we go based on the symmetry of her face as well.
Okay, now let's talk about micro shading and combo brows. Is there a difference between the two?
No, so micro shading and combo brows is the same, it's just different names. So micro shading is a mix of microblading and shading, which is why they call it combo brows. But same thing, we have the same technique as microblading, but we usually just do the microblading in the front of the brows and the outline, the body of the brows, and then we shade in the inside. And we do that with an actual machine just so it can create some more depth and color. It's usually recommended if clients have like really oily skin or they have really sparse areas in the hair, so that way it can look even more natural when we add that depth and color with shading.
So how long does this service last?
So this one will last a little bit longer just because it is done with machine as well. So it'll last about 2 to 3 years, depending, again, if you have really oily skin, you might have to come in every year. So if you look at this photo, she has enough brow hair for it to work with the micro shading, but her arch and tail is really sparse. So you can see now the difference between her natural brow versus the micro shading, and it'll still look really natural, but it's a little bit bolder than the microblading, and it'll give it like that soft makeup look with the full brow.
Gorgeous. And the freckle tattoos, I want to touch on this because like I said earlier, I see this all over social media. So how does that work? And why do people want this?
So freckles are, I mean, once they're healed, they do look like sun-kissed freckles. They're really cute. What we do is we have a little handheld tool, and same thing, it's just a small amount of pigment, and what we do is just lightly flick the skin in the same area to create some freckles, and then obviously we have different sizes depending on the size of the freckle that you want. It's one of my favorite services to do because I just think it's fun and I've always loved freckles, but it is definitely dependent on client.
Call Bina's Beauty Bar at 702-762-2000. She's located right there on South Grand Canyon Drive. We'll be right back.